Hello and welcome to In Focus. I'm Bradley Valenaki. Thanks for your company. Tonight we're talking about insurance and how important it is to us, Papua New Guineans, and probably the rest of the world. Now look, I'm privileged to have with me in the studio Mr. Jeremy Norton, the Group CEO of Capital Insurance, to talk about insurance here in Papua New Guinea and the company. So say welcome to the program.
Thanks for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right. So first of all, tell us about the Capital Insurance Group and what it is made up of and what you actually do.
Yeah, thank you. So Capital's been proud to serve the people of PNG for the last just over the last 30 years. And we now have presence across the Pacific, so we're in 5 different countries, but PNG is very much our home, and we're proud to call PNG our home. We offer the sort of full suite of insurance products for businesses and for individuals, so that's kind of home and contents, vehicles, commercial and medical. We have 4 shareholders who are all PNG member-based financial organisations too. So we're very closely linked to the people of PNG and to the community. And our approach to insurance is very much community-based, and we work through partnerships. And one of the key partnerships that we've been working on recently has been with Paradise Private Hospital, where we've been looking at developing health content that we're able to put out into the community to help put information out there that will help the people of PNG stay healthy and make good decisions about their health.
All right. Going back to the ownership, you spoke about key shareholders here in Papua New Guinea. Who are they?
Our shareholders are TISA, Number One Super, Credit Corp, and NASFund. So they're all organisations where any profits the organisation makes go back to the people of PNG through those mechanisms.
All right. So before we go to the health program that the insurance company is linked with and the plans, how important is insurance now, more than ever, in this day and age?
That's a great question. It's crucial to take sort of volatility out of the economy and to give people certainty in their lives at home. Insurance is essential. So life does throw up, unfortunately, things that happen to all of us that we don't expect and haven't necessarily planned for. And what insurance does is take away the anxiety of when these things happen, that you know that someone's there to put you back on your feet again and set you right, and then you can carry on with your life. So if that's somebody's house that is damaged or is burnt down, or someone's car is stolen or is in a crash, what insurance does is actually put you back on your feet so that you can quickly resume your life without having to worry. So the way I think about it is that no one asks for these events to happen, but unfortunately they do. And so what insurance does is take something that's a temporary inconvenience, make it a temporary inconvenience rather than a catastrophic event in your life, like you've lost your house or your car, or there's a grave medical procedure that needs to happen. It just makes it a far smaller inconvenience and sets you back on your feet far more quickly.
Yeah. Look, coming from outside and now working and living in Papua New Guinea, how do Papua New Guineans view insurance in your view?
The perception is changing. So I think historically the insurance market in Papua New Guinea has often been limited to large commercial supermarkets and industrial sort of businesses, and the segment of homeowners and car owners and families and mums and dads has traditionally been small, but we're starting to see that change, which is really encouraging. So that is growing, awareness is growing, and the perceptions are changing, and more people are making good decisions and saying that actually, if I've worked hard and I've got an asset, whether it's a car or a house, that actually it makes sense to protect that from things that might happen to it.
All right. Before I forget, look, Capital Insurance, is it only located here in Papua New Guinea or elsewhere in the region?
We had started here, and we've been here for over 30 years, as I mentioned before. And then in 2014, we branched out into Fiji and Tonga and Vanuatu, and we also have a presence in the Solomon Islands. So We do say that we're the insurer for the Pacific, so we're very much focused on those 5 markets and are committed to all those, but we proudly call Papua New Guinea home.
Yeah, and look, we have big investors in the country, Papua New Guineans, who actually put the money into this. So it's good to see Papua New Guinean companies and, like, for example, this insurance group like Capital now branching into the Pacific. It's a good thing.
Yes, we're really pleased with that, and we're making sure that the Capital story, which has its origins in PNG, is a story that's told across the markets that we're in, and we want the same values around community engagement and helping people get them back on their feet when something's happened. We want that to be consistent across the group.
All right. So you're watching In Focus. We'll talk about the wellness program on the other side of the break. Welcome back. You're watching In Focus. My guest still in the studio, Jeremy Norton from the Capital Insurance Group. Our discussions basically before the break is on the group itself and Capital Insurance and what it's been doing. Now, specifically to the wellness program. Tell us about it.
Yeah, thank you. That's something we're really proud to have been working on in partnership with Paradise Hospital. And what we've done is developed content which Lick Lick Health Talk Talk, and we've developed a series of over 20 videos using the local doctors at Paradise, and each one tackles a different theme in health that affects Papua New Guineans. So these could be things, we've included things like malaria, diabetes, COVID management, heart disease, and the content aims to give people the information to help make better decisions. And so that's been great. That's been out on social media, and we've had really great response to it from individuals and from companies. We're looking at what to do with that content next, how we can get that potentially into schools and into businesses, and to really make an impact on that, to the health of people in PNG, and we want to do that at scale. And really, we want to change the paradigm of how medical insurance works. So in the past, medical insurance has been there to pay the bills after somebody's been sick. And we believe at Capital that an insurance company has a role to play before the person becomes unwell. So rather than waiting till something's happened and then just pay the bill, we want to play the role where we can help you stay well in the first place. And so our thinking and the work that we're doing at the moment is to work out what interventions can happen, how can we help people make the decisions in the first place that will stop them getting sick, given that an increasing percentage of sort of disease in PNG is lifestyle related and can be avoided through decision making earlier in the process. So that's, content and information and really getting the messaging out there. So it's been fantastic to do that content using local doctors, and we intend to do a lot more of it.
All right. So you spoke about the importance of medical and life insurance here in Papua New Guinea. Tell us about the program, the existing programs now that Capital Insurance has with Paradise and probably other hospitals as well.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, what we've done is looked at what are the most common either diseases or illnesses that affect people in PNG, and then we're using that as the basis to create the content which we think will address that. Things like malaria management and dengue, these things have been top of the list. They're infectious diseases, but also from a lifestyle point of view, looking at things like diet and exercise and really getting those messages across there that actually things like TB, if your immune system is strong, you're less likely to contract it. So it's really about keeping people healthy in terms of diet and exercise. We're making sure that people don't smoke and make healthy decisions around their lifestyle. So what we want to expand that, as I mentioned before, and take some of these programs into schools. We want to give kids the information early on so that they understand what healthy decisions look like. And this will mean we have a healthier population in PNG, and that has all sorts of benefits. So healthy kids are able to study better at school and concentrate. Within organisations, within business houses, things like attendance and productivity are increased by having a healthy population, and people are much happier in their lives too. And from an insurance perspective, that means that people claim less, which means there's much less pressure to put the prices up. So everybody wins in this situation. Families, schools, businesses, insurance companies, the whole thing working together, healthier people are making better decisions and a more productive PNG.
All right. In as far as medical and life insurance is concerned, what are you seeing in terms of the individual signing up for an insurance plan, medical or life insurance, as opposed to the company doing that on their behalf?
Yeah, that's a great question. And historically, these plans have generally come through employers. What we're trying to do is work to get the message out there that it doesn't necessarily have to be done through an employer. There are other organisations like superannuation companies, for example, is a great place for there to be life insurance products. But what the industry needs to do and is doing is push the message that it doesn't have to be done through that way. A person is able to purchase these products themselves without doing it through an employer, and that's how the market will grow too. So the benefits there for everybody. It's just the question of how you arrive at the purchase of the product. So certainly the employer and the superannuation fund channel is established and is there. And I think the next stage is to try and grow that discretionary market where people prioritise medical insurance for their family, perhaps over other things. So that would be the next step.
Yeah. So in Papua New Guinea, limited companies offering this. So in terms of the way from your observation here in Papua New Guinea, there is still room for growth in this area.
Most definitely, and that's growth with the existing players, but also there's the possibility for new entrants into the market too. But I think we need to redefine what the purpose of these products are. For example, medical insurance. If we can go down the path more that I talked about before about keeping people healthy, the benefits become clear because we will start to see what the benefits of this in terms of, like I said, attendance at work, productivity, general well-being, kids' performance at school. These are the metrics by which we should measure this. So I think as we compile more data, as we take more people on this journey, I think more people will be able to make those decisions, which will be great for PNG.
All right. So the insurance plans, basically, are they for the private sector only or for the public sector as well?
Yeah, both. So there's absolutely for both. So all of the insurers who offer medical and life insurance in PNG don't discriminate between public and private sector. There's a process where both public and private sectors can source what they see as the best option for themselves, and they can go to market and do that. Yeah,
just one question that came to mind. Our parliamentarians also part of? Have they signed up for this? Yes,
I believe that all parliamentarians do have medical insurance, not with capital. I would need to check that, but I believe they do all have medical insurance in place.
All right. Good discussions there. We'll take a short break now and come back with more on the other side. You're watching In Focus. Welcome back to the program. Now, still discussing with Capital Insurance Group. I have with me in the studio still the group CEO. Look, from our conversations we had earlier, how best can we bring awareness messages on insurance to our people here in Papua New Guinea?
Yeah, it's a good question, and I think we need to increase awareness of the benefits of insurance across the population, and I think that can be done in a number of ways. There are formal structures that aim to do that. So there's the Centre for Excellence in Financial Literacy, which works to increase the number of people that have bank accounts and understand insurance and other sort of basic financial instruments. But also, I think the insurance industry itself, there's a role to play in increasing awareness. And look, globally, insurance does have a perception problem. The industry, and I'm not talking about Papua New Guinea, but globally, is seen as being quick to take premiums and less quick to pay claims. So I think the industry needs to change the way that it's perceived, and that will change the way that will increase awareness in a really positive way. So when people have paid their premiums and they've paid them, in good faith, and when something unfortunate happens in their life, the insurance industry should be there to quickly set them right and quickly pay their claim and repay the faith that they've had in the industry. So there's a role to play in changing the perception, and I think that will help change in PNG the perception of insurance as a kind of grudge purchase to something that's essential. With other household utilities, electricity, water, these petrol for your car. We want insurance to be seen in the same light as those, as essentials that you wouldn't move away from. So the industry needs to play a role in changing that perception so that people see it as an integral and important part of their life, and making sure that their families and their business and their assets are protected.
Yeah. Now look, there are mothers on the streets selling to make, ends meet. There are men who are at the bus stops selling buai and other goods to make, ends meet as well, send their children to school. How can we sort of bring them into that bracket and be part of the insurance where the working class are privileged?
Yeah, so there's, I think, a great way to do that, if you look at patterns globally, would be to look at what's called micro-insurance products. So at the moment, a medical insurance product, for example, may well be out of the reach for many Papua New Guinean people just based on cost. Even if the awareness is there and the desire is there, they may not be able to afford it. So what we're starting to look at is micro-insurance products. So these give people some certainty and enable them to get into the market, but in a really affordable, low-cost kind of way. And then that's, once people can experience the benefits of that, as their circumstances change, then they may be in a position to purchase more full products down the track. But that's the way to get more people protected and more people covered, is through micro-insurance products. So we're exploring that very much at the moment, and certainly in places, some countries in Africa and in India, that's been the pathway into greater participation in the insurance market.
All right. So look, you talked about the importance of awareness and how we can bring this information to the people. Do you think schools is a good place to start?
I do, and we've done some work with schools too. I think that's where financial literacy does need to start. So sometimes with the adult population, we may be too late. The horse may have already bolted. Yeah. So in order to get some long-term thinking and long-term vision into this, we need to start with young people. So absolutely, and we've done some work with a number of schools here in Port Moresby to sort of, to create some awareness. But it's about creating the next generation of people and making sure that they have the tools and that they have to make good decisions and to be able to make good decisions around their life. So totally, the young people is the pathway into a bright future for sure.
All right. Final one for me. How do people get in touch with Capital Insurance and access these plans?
Yeah, thank you. So there's a number of different ways you can get in contact with us. So we have, you can go to our website. There's a number of contact details there. You can come and visit us at our office in Port Moresby, and we've also just opened a branch in Kokopo too. You can telephone us, and the number is on the website. And we'd be really pleased to have a conversation with anybody about if they have questions about how insurance works or talk through their specific needs. We're certainly there to have a conversation with them, and look forward to that.
All right. So your final take.
It's a really important part of, as Papua New Guinea progresses and as the economy starts to recover from COVID, there's some bright signs as to what the future looks like, and both for businesses and for individuals, insurance is a crucial part of that mix, and so it's a key component in making the economy strong and families secure.
All right. Jeremy Norton, the Group CEO of Capital Insurance Group. Thank you for joining us on the program.
Thanks for having me on.
All right. This has been In Focus. If you have comments on tonight's program, you can email us on the email now showing on your screen, or you can engage with us on our social media pages. If you missed this program and would like to watch it a little later on, you can also find it on our social platforms as well. From all of us here, stay safe. Bye-bye.